Okay, this is how you should receive one of our cables from Navigate for Less. This is the GPS cable for an eTrex, and it has a USB connection. In the plastic bag there should be a CD, the cable and a piece of paper. So like I said, there should be a cable, CD and a piece of paper. Now if we look at the piece of paper, there are quite important things on this, quite good advice. If we read the first paragraph, it says please install the drivers for the USB cable first before connecting the device to your PC. Please choose the appropriate driver for the operating system you are using, i.e. Windows XP, Vista, Server, 2003-7, etc. So we're now going to put the CD into our CD drive. So in it goes. Now it should come up with a window. This is Windows 7 we're using, and it's come up with a window asking you what you want to do. So the simplest option is to open folder to view files. So we'll do that. Now if we look, we have got drivers for Android, Mac, Mac OS X, Red Hat Linux, Windows CE, Windows XP, Vista 7, 8, 8.1, Server 2008, and what else is there? Server 2008 RC2 and Server 2012. So since we're using Windows 7, we'll go into this folder. But just before we do that, just have a look here. There are some manuals, some PDFs, which are quite useful for referring to if you're having trouble getting a connection. But let's install the drivers. So we go into there, and if we go into choose this file, PL2303 Prolific Driver Installer. And that brings up this window and asks you, are you sure you want to install this driver? So we'll click yes, and the next window we see is just asking you to click next. So we'll do that and wait a few minutes, and it should install the drivers. There we go. That was quick. So close this window down just now. So let's now turn to our GPS. Here we're going to use an eTrex Legend GPS unit. So if we turn it over, there's a little rubber flap there on the back. Now if we lift this flap, this has 4 contacts. Now that is your serial port for the GPS. Now, if you look at the cable, it has a connector on the end which fits into this connector here. So let's just do that. But before we connect the GPS to the cable, let's just have a quick look at the connector. Now, sometimes after it has been these cables have been posted, these terminals which you're looking at just now can become pressed back into the housing, so it's important just to make sure that these are protruding fully. So if we look at it from the side, it seems the terminals are protruding as they should be. So next, let's connect up the cable to the GPS. Now another thing that's worth noting is that if you're using a Geko, like the Geko 201 or 301, you will need to remove this small tab right here, and it does say that in the instructions, which I've got right here. If using with a Geko 201, 301, please remove the tab on the lower edge of the connector. So we've now connected the cable to the GPS. So we've now connected our cable to our computer. My GPS is switched on, and the USB connector is connected there. So next what we're going to do is we're going to find the COM port. Now this is Windows 7 we're using here. So we'll go into Control Panel. Next we need to choose Hardware and Sound. Then Device Manager. Now what we're interested in is ports. Now if I expand that list, you can see here a USB to serial COM port, COM port 3. Now if I unplug that, that's the GPS unplugged, that COM port disappears. That verifies that that is definitely the COM port we're looking for. Plug it back in again. There it is again. So it's COM 3. So next we need to use some software to connect to create a connection to the GPS. Now, one thing I will say is this cable does not allow you to access the GPS directly. You are purely using a COM port to access your waypoints, your track logs, or your routes which are stored on the GPS. Or you can use the software to transfer routes which you generate in the software to your GPS. If you look here, there is no GPS in my computer. So if we open and quit, I have it pinned to my start menu. So Unquit software opens up. So here we have the Unquit software open. Now the next thing I need to do is go to the GPS menu, then configure. It then tells me that the GPS is not connected. So if I go to GPS connection, now you can either automatically detect your GPS, or you can do it manually, but we'll do both. So I click on connect, and if we wait a minute or two, it should come up and say COM3 has found an eTrex legend. So it's looking for a USB device, looking for COM1, and in a minute or two it will come up saying COM2 and COM3. So patiently waiting. COM2, COM3. And here we have the message: found eTrex Legend software version 3.9 on COM3. Press OK to use this device, or cancel to continue searching. So click on OK. But if I do it manually, then it asks you to put in the COM port number. So we've got COM port 3, and then click on test. Then tells me found eTrex Legend software version 3.9 on COM3. So I'll just click on OK. Now to verify that the cable is working, you then transfer data to or from the GPS. Now I have a number of waypoints stored on this GPS, so I'll just click on Get Waypoints. So that brings up this window, and the progress bar goes across. It tells me that 24 waypoints have been read from the GPS. So click on OK, and there's the waypoints that we have imported. So this cable is working.